Well, we are hearing some crazy news about Avengers Doomsday. All kinds of characters are set to return, and there are names coming at us from all over the Marvel multiverse. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about all these reports, which characters are set to reprise their roles in the upcoming Avengers film, and why it seems like Marvel is pulling out all the stops. Well, guys, it is good to be back. We had to take a couple of days off to move to a new location, get set back up, but we're back in the driver's seat and ready to bring you the latest news. Now, as many of you know, these upcoming Avengers movies have really evolved since they were first announced. Initially, Kang the Conqueror was set to take on the Avengers, with destined Daniel Cretton set to direct the film. But since then, the whole thing's been flipped upside down, and now Doctor Doom is in, and the Russo brothers will conclude the multiverse saga with Doomsday and Secret Wars. Now, we have been getting all kinds of reports of characters set to return. Some of these from inside the MCU, some from Netflix, and some from the old Fox vs. Earth 10,005. Now, to be clear, all of these reports fall into the rumor category, meaning it hasn't been confirmed by Marvel Studios or Kevin Feige or anybody else actually in charge, so we're taking it with a grain of salt. Let's kick it all off with Charlie Cox. Now, we've been hearing for a while that Daredevil is going to find his way into these Avengers films, and with this character rising to prominence in the MCU in the upcoming phases, it does seem to make a lot of sense. Now, we've been hearing rumors for weeks that he would indeed be part of the project, and it appears like Charlie Cox might have accidentally confirmed it. Now, the post came from Instagram on an account called DF_RNT Health and Fitness, and in the post there was a picture of Charlie Cox and his wife working with two trainers at the gym. Now the account mentions that Charlie Cox apparently is training for his upcoming Avengers film, Avengers Doomsday, and this definitely got everybody buzzing. It actually said, "It's been awesome having Charlie and his wife Sam Cox in DF_RNT over the past few weeks. Charlie is currently training for his role in the upcoming Marvel Avengers movie where he will play Daredevil. It's been our absolute pleasure working with you both, and we can't wait to watch you on the big screen." Now, to be fair, later on it was edited, probably after a couple of nasty grams were sent, but it does appear more than likely Cox was talking with the trainers about his upcoming projects and why he was working on getting in shape. Now, bringing Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, into the new Avengers film is a pretty big deal, but let's be fair, Daredevil is not traditionally one of the Avengers team members. Now, the MCU has stepped away quite a few times from traditional Avengers, and I think the general popularity of the Daredevil character and the return of him in Born Again really does signal how dedicated Marvel is going to be to this character, and I think, in their mind, he's set to be one of the marquees in the upcoming years. This would absolutely be a total win for Marvel. I really do hope this happens, because honestly, I'm a huge fan of his version of Daredevil. Now, we have heard many familiar names coming back for the upcoming film, including Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, but according to My Time to Shine Hello, Elizabeth Olsen will be another one of those characters. Now, My Time to Shine claims to have confirmed she will indeed appear in Avengers Doomsday and possibly Secret Wars. Now, we have heard for a while that the Scarlet Witch could serve as one of Doctor Doom's love interests, very similar to how Sue Storm was his bride in Battleworld. And I think, honestly, if this does come true, it'll probably be pulled right from that storyline, just with the characters swapped out. Now, teaming Doctor Doom with the Scarlet Witch is quite the powerhouse, but I have to wonder if many fans will respond to this positively, because her sort of villainous turn in Multiverse of Madness did rub some people the wrong way, and they want to see her, as Doctor Strange said, get back on the lunchbox. Now, I have no doubt Elizabeth Olsen will find her way back to the MCU, and I really do think it'll probably be in these Avengers films. But as a villain, well, I'm kind of skeptical. And honestly, in recent months, My Time to Shine Hello has missed some of these calls, and I want to sprinkle a little extra salt on this one, because I do feel like it has a couple of things working against it. Olsen has mentioned several times she likes being a hero, and getting her back into the MCU might be good for her pocketbook and her exposure, but given how popular the character is, it does give her a little bit of creative influence, and she might be able to drive the character more back to the hero side of the ball, where many fans want to see her live. She's also technically a mutant in Marvel Comics, and with the mutant era coming our way very soon, well, I think Marvel probably has plans for not only her, but bringing back her brother, Quicksilver, but none of that has been confirmed. Now, one other report that we are getting about mutants is probably pretty big and adds to the ensemble of characters showing up in the two upcoming Avengers films. Now, as many of you know, at the end of the Marvels, we got a post-credit scene. Now, in that scene, we actually got to see a new version of Hank McCoy, and he made it super clear there are other X-Men on this planet. He mentioned Charles Xavier specifically, and fans have had tons of questions about that ever since. And now we have two separate reports seeming to indicate some of these X-Men characters will indeed be part of Secret Wars. Now, this first one comes from Alex Perez, and if you're familiar with Perez, you know he's one of the lead scoopers over at the Cosmic Circus and really does stand behind his stories and is quite often spot on. Now, according to Perez, Kelsey Grammer's Hank McCoy, aka Beast, will be part of both Doomsday and Secret Wars. So all of that effort Marvel Studios put into that redesign of the character for that cameo, well, none of that work's going to go to waste, and it seems like he might not be alone when it comes to other X-Men characters. Now, we have suspected for a while that Earth 10,005 will in fact be the same Earth we saw Beast on at the end of the Marvels, and that is the Earth that Deadpool and Wolverine was set in. It's been pretty obvious that Deadpool and Wolverine are somehow going to fit into either Doomsday or Secret Wars, but now, according to My Time to Shine Hello, another one of the characters from that film will be joining them, and that will be Daphne Keene's X-23. Now, according to My Time to Shine, the character is set to appear in both films, and if this happens to be the case, I really do believe we might actually see her suit up alongside Hugh Jackman's Wolverine once again, maybe even in her classic comic book costume. Now, all of these characters being part of the upcoming Marvel projects makes a ton of sense. The 2015 Secret Wars drew characters from all corners of the multiverse, and we've heard on multiple occasions 8 or 9 Marvel worlds will be included in an incursion that ultimately results in Battle World. So Marvel basically has a clean slate to cherry pick any character they want across the multiverse and put them into these projects. Now, what I do suspect is many of these characters we're hearing about that will show up in Doomsday will likely only be there for one scene. I suspect this movie closes out with some kind of catastrophic event, seeing Doctor Doom create Battleworld, and then at the end of that, we're going to get teased with all of these characters, maybe the Scarlet Witch with Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom, and even Chris Evans and some of those other OG Avengers showing up to leave us with an Infinity War size cliffhanger, which is what I'm expecting from the Russo brothers once again. Now, hopefully we get confirmation on some of these rumors. Many of them, like I said, are from My Time to Shine Hello, so they're far from confirmed, and it's only true if Kevin Feige says it. So we're going to sit back and wait, but all of this is super intriguing and definitely the things we want to hear. Now, before you take off, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, ring that bell for all the updates, and make sure you get every notification because we do daily Marvel and DC content and we don't want you to miss any news.